Good afternoon, everyone. It is January 17th, 2023. The market closed about 19 minutes ago. You're just looking at a screen capture of what I had and we'll get into what I'm looking at for tomorrow. But overall, what I was looking for was a hold of this green zone if we did to move back to 17. We were not able to get into this 96 number, that just being the Friday point of control, which was interesting. Likewise, after breaking last week's highs, we were not able to really get much of a pump going, and instead, it looked like distribution was occurring. I got short in the 30s and wrote it, but I was surprised that we were not able to get higher after breaking last week's high, and likewise, I was surprised that we were not able to get lower. Instead, we got quite a tight session, about a 30-point range, not the biggest range in the world. Likely because we have CPI tomorrow morning pre-market at 8:30. So that's what I had. And for the structure wise, you can see there was a close from December 14th at 29.25, and a value area low for that session was at 32s. So it looks like we kind of puttered out back there, came back inside last week's high at 24s. And then to the downside, we were holding Friday's value area high and the Thursday's close at 0.23 quarters. So quite a constrained session in general. Unable to after getting that sell off, unable to get back outside of last week's value area high at 21.5, and instead just trading below the weekly open for this week, the RTH weekly open, and Friday's close at 17s. So let's get rid of this. And let's go into what I'm looking at. And before we go into lower time frames, I want to just show you guys one thing here. Let me find the chart for you. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see this. There we go. So all this is a monthly profile starting in January. And what you can see is that we've linearly ramped, and you can see for the most part, here's monthly value area high, this thin gray line. We have been nowhere near it, just going way up above. This is the first standard deviation of monthly VWAP. Here's the second in red. And we have had a shift in the RTH volumes. The full Globex sessions, the POC did shift, I think on Friday or maybe the weekend, but now we've had a shift during regular trading hours. It's moved up from 38.30 up to 40.12. Interestingly, that's above the first standard deviation of VWAP. It's way above value area high on the month. And to me, this is just looking more and more distributive. We had that news come out last week. Market wasn't able to really get above that 40.17 area, and now today we're unable to really properly breach last week's highs, and instead we're capped. So to me, this is increasingly looking like distribution, and I'm increasingly in favor of a trend day, which we might see tomorrow during the CPI release. If there is a sell, I would not be looking to fade it for the large part. I would be quite careful with where I'm buying. Instead, what I would look for is for us to get into this monthly VWAP at 39.23, this kind of big number at 14.75. Let's just hide the indicators. Again, been such a critical spot. So kind of getting around this 39.15 to 25 area and below. I've talked about this a bunch of times. Just playing these big structural levels, right? 80, 60, 20, and just down further and further. So I am in favor of a trend down day tomorrow. Look, it's not a prediction. I don't have a trade riding on it. I'm flat, but I'll trade what's given. But that is what I'm really looking at, is that with the POC shifting up so high above value area high, so far above VWAP, with the lack of upward price movement and lack of action to the upside, it only leaves you to thinking that. So that's what I have. That's what I have to the upside. For specific numbers, I'll likely still be playing this level to level. Let's just pull up this chart over here for you guys. Let's get rid of the indicators. Here we go. Not a lot has changed for me. If we stay under 26 or so, 24, 20, 26, around there, kind of last week's high, I am in favor of us getting down to 89, getting into last week's POC, getting into where the monthly POC was sitting at in the full Globex sessions. Below there, I think we can get some temporary bids at 67-ish. I think there's probably some trapped sellers here from that Friday session, but really I'm looking for us to clean out, get into monthly VWAP sitting around 39.25 again, get into this 15 area, likely get some reversion in here, would look for a low of the day to be put in around here, unless there's a major sell-off, and in that case, we can look to 80, 61, and 30. So that's all I have for you guys. Again, this is kind of hard to predict with CPI coming out tomorrow. If there are any changes to the plan, of course, that'll be posted pre-market, but I am quite short biased at the moment, at least for a move into monthly VWAP. Hope that helps, and have a great night, you guys.